Well, hi there, everybody, and good Friday morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here. We'll get today's stuff out of the way right away because, of course, the focus is still on the second half of the weekend and early next week. So today, mainly cloudy skies as temps pushing only into the lower and mid-20s up towards the north. A little breezy up in northern Nebraska. It won't be a terribly windy day by any means. Mainly cloudy to the west, temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. Mid-20s for the most part to the south, and low to mid-20s out towards the east. So a pretty quiet day overall. Tomorrow actually looks fairly quiet as well. Snow's moving off to the east this morning, so again, just a lot of cloud cover out there today. We'll keep the clouds around, mostly cloudy tonight and tomorrow. But tomorrow may be a few degrees warmer out there. Many of us may even get back into the 30s. As we head into Saturday night, well, even Saturday afternoon, there is a chance. You can kind of see it on the the far edge of the screen there, but some areas may even get in on a little bit of light freezing rain out in the northern portions of Kansas by tomorrow afternoon. But as we get towards Saturday night, that's when it starts to spread northward through northern Kansas into southern Nebraska. It won't be overly widespread or heavy yet, but I think by Sunday morning, many of us will be seeing at least some light freezing rain, maybe a little bit of sleet mixed in out there, but it becomes a little more widespread. Still not overly widespread yet on Sunday during the day, but you can see how things are really starting to pick up. A lot more freezing rain out there. Now, one thing I'll emphasize looking at these next couple of graphic models is, in my opinion, I think it's pushing the snow a little too far southeast. I don't think that's going to be the case. Look towards Sunday afternoon here. Again, look how it brings that snow so close to the Tri-Cities. I think we're mostly looking at freezing rain or a little bit of sleet mixed in around the Tri-Cities. Most of the snow should be to the north and west. One big thing that really complicates this forecast is to the southeast, where a little bit of a nose of warm air at the surface tries to push in. If that's the case, temps may warm up enough to just bring plain old rain in southeast portions of Nebraska, and that would be a good thing because not as much freezing rain. That said, if it doesn't happen, we're still looking at dangerous amounts of freezing rain. There's a lot of moisture with this system. Liquid rainfall totals could be up around an inch or two, and that's a lot of precipitation. If you're talking about freezing rain, that can cause some big problems, and I think we will have some big problems, especially around the Tri-Cities area. Farther northwest, again, the snow getting going out there, and that's as far as my forecast model goes, but I do expect that rain and snow freezing rain and sleet and snow to continue into Monday, although the snow sleet line will start to push southeastward with time during the day Monday, and especially by Monday night as things wrap up. So there haven't been a lot of major changes with this system other than maybe slowing it down by about 6 hours or so. I still expect the main snow and sleet areas to be to the north and to the west, and then those two purple shaded areas in the central and southeastern parts of the area, I'm looking at mostly freezing rain, maybe a little bit of rain to the southeast there, and could even mix in some sleet and maybe some snow late in the game here as well. So, but I still think freezing rain is the predominant feature of those days. Now, we already have an ice storm warning in place for northeastern Kansas and a lot of areas to our southeast, and that's because things are going to get going a little bit sooner. In fact, kicks in there at Republic County, Kansas at noon on Saturday. Winter storm watches for the rest of us, and the reason it's a watch is because we're still about 2 days, a day and a half, 2 days out before these even kick in. I do expect later on today these will be upgraded to advisories or warnings. Again, ice storm warnings or freezing rain advisories northward, and then on the northern and western parts, probably looking at more of either a winter weather advisory or a winter storm warning in those locations because it's going to be more snow than ice in those locations. Again, ice accumulations, and I want to tell you right now, again, I do think this is too far southeast. I think there's going to be a little more icing around the Tri-Cities than what this model shows, and this only goes until 3:30 in the morning Monday. We'll still see more going into the day on Monday. So we could see places over 1/4 of an inch of ice, some places maybe even upwards over 1/2 of an inch of ice, and this can cause some significant problems, tree damage, maybe some damage to power lines, potential power outages. But again, shift this about 50 miles to the northwest, and that's kind of matching my thinking. But again, things can still change. We're still a little ways out from this. Snowfall, again, shifted all a little bit to the northwest. I think it's putting a little too much snow down around the Tri-Cities. I think this line of snow will be a little bit farther north and west. 3 to 6 inches, fairly common in those locations, maybe a little bit more, especially towards southwest Nebraska. I think around the Tri-Cities, we're probably looking at best, maybe a couple of inches of snow. I don't think 3 to 5 inches of snow will be fairly common. That may be a little too high for us. So, again, there's so much going on the next couple of days. At least the next 2 days are quiet, but Sunday, Monday looking rough, especially Sunday night, and Monday. Again, if you have travel plans, you may want to halt those travel plans and just stay home. That's probably the best advice I can give you. It's going to be slick. We're going to see some problems out there. Everything wraps up Monday night. Tuesday looking a little better as the system is out of here, and then warming up a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday with more sunshine back into the 40s. There's even potential for maybe some 50s on the board as we get towards the latter portions of next week. And one thing to mention also, the weather, the Nebraska weather Weather Network has put out already a weather alert day from Saturday evening, 6 o'clock, all the way through Tuesday morning during the early morning hours here. Again, there are going to be some problems, and again, you're just going to want to stay tuned to the forecast and just be aware of what's going on in your location. Freezing rain for many of us is going to be a big problem with those heavier snows to the north and to the west. So there you go. There is your forecast for today. Until next time, until next Monday, when things are going to be very, very dicey, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Hope you all have an enjoyable and a safe weekend.